They want you angry. They want the chud army to get angry about their new thing, whether it's a movie or a video game or a comic book or whatever. They're banking on it. They're betting on it. They literally want to antagonize you to stir up interest about these things that nobody cares about otherwise.
I don't know if it's that so much as if, especially if they know it's going to fail, they immediately start to be like, if you don't like it, it's because you're a terrible person. Or people had, concerns or questions, sometimes valid criticisms or questions, and they're going. The pro people are going to go out of their way to, call you names, act like you're stupid, dismiss you for asking a question, things like that. And they do this every time, especially when it's some male-dominated franchise. I'm just getting tired of it. And of course, if you don't like it, you're automatically a man, and you're automatically a baby, and you're automatically, a straight guy, and you're automatically, I'm just so sick of it.
Rinse and repeat for the, 7 or 8 years we've been talking about this stuff.
Yeah, it's just constant. It started it was Star Wars. I mean, I honestly can go back to Ghostbusters probably, but then Star Wars, and then it's just like their go-to. It's as soon as you don't like, we're going to take something, we're going to change it or whatever. If you don't like it, it's because you're whatever, insert, troll, incel, man, baby.
Right.
You're automatically a dude, you're automatically white, and you're automatically straight. And it was never our fault something fails. It's always because no one watched it. It had a lower viewership, which meant globally no one watched it, but it's only those people's faults that it all tanked.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about a couple of instances just in the last couple of days. Geeky posted this thing from
I'm so sick of it. It hasn't come out yet.
It hasn't even come out yet. Masters of the Universe Forum is basically preemptively defending the movie from the chuds and the bigots and the Nazis and the homophobes and the whatever. And this is kind of funny because not a lot of people are getting upset about this movie. In fact, not a lot of people care about this movie, and that might be the point.
Now, we actually want to see it. We're actually hoping it's good.
I hope it's good.
We've made that very clear. But some of the things that they're getting mad about, it's like, I see this and it makes me mad because you are deliberately, whoever put this together was deliberately going out there trying to cause more division. You go on about how you don't like how things is divisive. No, you like it divisive because you want to make sure that you are the moral authority. You are the ones that you have the power because you're on the side of good, and anybody who disagrees with you has to be on the side of evil. And that and that's why you're trying to dismiss anything that they might have issues with, and then act like they're stupid or they're toxic or they're trolls or whatever. Because how could they possibly have an issue with what you like?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing too. A lot of these people, whether it's these Stan accounts or the journalists or whatever, they are the heroes of their own story. They really truly do believe on some weird level that they are the good guys and the ends justify the means, calling people racist, bigots, Nazis, whatever. All that stuff is fine because they literally are, because, they don't like my cartoon show or whatever stupid shit makes sense in their own minds. So we'll talk about this. We'll talk about the media bringing up the acolyte again because they want you mad because they want the views. Let's be honest.
They're just still salty about this. It's so ridiculous. I think it's because they tied it into that one article the idiot did from Variety the other day about how if you don't like Nolan's Odyssey, you're a racist, bigot, troll, etc. So now they're trying to bring it out again. The accolade, it's dead, it's buried, it's gone.
Yeah.
You move along. It's not coming back. You still can watch that and then just move on.
And, speaking of the Odyssey, so for all the talk of like all the chuds online, talking about the Odyssey and the race swaps and all that stuff, Variety's been cranking out a copious amount of cope.
Yeah, they're the ones putting out they're the ones that are generating the issues. Like these people they get mad because Musk said something, and now they're going to do article after article after article to make it sound like it's a much bigger problem than it is, because it's preemptive damage control.
Yeah, because they know this one might, I'm not saying the Odyssey is going to fail. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a Christopher Nolan flop that I can think of, at least not recently, but I don't know if it's going to do the numbers they were hoping for because the word has gotten out. They're taking a lot of liberties with it. And I'm honestly not hearing a lot of buzz about this one. Usually people are talking about Nolan movies for like months and months and months out. And I'm like, whatever. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't care one way or the other. Just like I don't care about the He-Man movie one way or the other. A lot of people just don't care about it, full stop. We'll talk about that too.
I want to see it and I want it to be good. So I'm hoping, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm not going to lie. the bar is on the ground.
I know, right?
It's like it's very, very low.
It's very, very low. The only thing really giving me hope for this one is, again, Travis Knight's the director. He did Bumblebee. He's done, a lot of the Leica movies. He's a very good director. So I'm hoping he can make it work. We'll see. We'll see. We're willing to give it a fair shake, but I think a lot of people were really hoping to make us the villains this time around. I think they were really like, well, come on, Clownfish. You got mad about She-Ra and you got mad about Revelation. You need to get mad about this one, too. I'm like,
We only got mad about Revelation because, Kevin Smith
lied
made
about
a
us,
huge
yeah.
issue and then made everybody lied about us. And
Yeah.
it turned out we were right. And we
Yep.
were right. I don't care how many times you flash your gun license with, with Battle Cat's helmet on it. We still were right.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I know that was insane. So some of these people you got to realize the caliber of person that you're dealing with. The Stan accounts are kind of crazy. Let's talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And if you'd like more of us, go out to more.clownnfishtv.com for more content you will not find here on YouTube. So thank you very much for the support of our reefers. They make these episodes possible. Mm-hmm. All right. So, God, I'm tired. I'm tired, but I'm not surprised. And I think with all this shit, I think a lot of people are just one way or the other. They're just very tired of all the fighting over the pop culture stuff. So what people are doing is they're just quietly slipping out the back door and just not watching this stuff anymore.
When they get mad about the audience, okay, Snow White, men, they were the chuds were mad. I'm like, women didn't go watch it either. Nobody watched it. That's the point. And that's you're the same with Acolyte. The viewership was crap because nobody watched it. And that's just it. You can get mad till the cows come home and blame it on this person or that person. But the truth of the matter is, it's apathy across the board is the real villain here, and they want to blame it on somebody, so it can't be, and they can't admit their own fault. It has to be everybody else's fault. Yeah. Somehow you have no sway over Hollywood at all, yet control the masses when it comes to who goes to movies and not. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, we talked about this before. Schrodinger's fandom. You're somehow a very vocal minority, but also able to single-handedly destroy movies, even though people don't know your channel exists or whatever.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's weird. So this is we're going to start with Cosmic Book News, and the reason I'm starting with this is they have some numbers regarding the interest in Masters of the Universe, and we know that it's already tracking for about 25 to 35 million. That is best case scenario. I'm thinking going up against Scary Movie, it's not even going to hit that. That's my personal opinion.
We'll see, because that was similar to what they were expecting Tron Ares to do, and didn't it come under it?
Yeah, it came way under. It was supposed to do like 45 to 50. It did like 33.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And now they're claiming they're leaving Jared Leto out of the promotion. I think they've been pushing Skeletor more.
Yeah, I don't agree with what he's saying. I think that Skeletor's been in plenty of the promotional materials. I don't think that they're hiding him.
I think that they're...
More so, though, in overseas commercials than American ones, though.
Yeah, I think with Skeletor, the problem is, well, it's not just Jared Leto because he's unrecognizable under the makeup. Mm-hmm. But I think the problem with it is that his Skeletor does not, people are expecting cartoon Skeletor, and he does not sound like cartoon Skeletor.
He has more. There's some clips that they had brought over, and I think a lot of the ones that you're getting to see more about Skeletor, I think, come to think of it, were overseas ones. They'll blur together because I go looking for the clips, myself. I don't really pay attention where they come from, but I know it's not all just domestic. And they do have him talking, and a few times he sounds more like the cartoon. But you're not allowed to complain about that because you're a hater then.
You're a hater, yeah. So this is... he's using something called the quorum tracking, has not shown any major breakouts yet. Okay. So as of this week, Masters of the Universe has a 40 awareness score, up 2 points from where it was previously. However, its interest score is only 41, down 1 point. That means more people know the movie exists, but interest is not growing with awareness. For a big studio IP release, that's a concern. The quorum says an interest score above 50 is desirable. While tent poles usually want to be at least above 60, Masters of the Universe is like 20 points under that.
Yeah, that's not great. But again, it's not going to be, it doesn't have the brand recognition that like superheroes things do and stuff. It just doesn't. And people don't want to hear that because we grew up with it and it was a big deal. It was. But it's not as well known as like Star Wars or
No.
like any of the like Spider-Man or whatever. It's just not.
And it's like, as much as I like Masters of the Universe, it did not. I guess it didn't make the jump into modern day as effortlessly as like a Transformers or even G.I. Joe. I think. I mean, they've tried to bring it back a couple times. They have brought it back successfully, quasi successfully a couple times, but it almost always peters out after a year or two. Mm-hmm. And it's not something that has consistently been like a top brand for years. I think actually what did more to put He-Man back on the public's radar was the What's Going On music parody and the insurance commercial or whatever it was.
The dancing commercial. That was
the dancing commercial.
Hilarious.
And Skeletor is a meme, right? So
yeah, I think Skeletor being a meme is a big part of it. He's always a meme. Which I don't hate. I actually like that. A lot of them are hilarious. But I thought it was interesting here. They said Mortal Kombat 2 had a stronger box office estimates and better tracking.
Yes.
And it underperformed massively. And it was tracking better than Masters of the Universe. Now, I think this is another case, too, where people are going to wait to see what word of mouth is. There's a lot of people who might be interested, but let's be honest here. And people don't want to hear it. Revelation fucked it up. Because as soon as that came out, and then you sidelined He-Man and did all that shit, which told you they were going to do, and everything went to pass there, people lost interest. They were very mad about it. And I don't care, inevitably, because I am on these boards. Like, Kneon doesn't go to the boards. I literally am on the Masters of the Universe He-Man boards and stuff, because I still like the toys and and She-Ra and stuff like that. You are not allowed to not like Revelation. You are not allowed to not like She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. And if you say you question anything, you're always immediately hit with, you're just a toxic man baby fanboy chud who's mad because you didn't get your way. You couldn't fap to She-Ra. It's always the same thing. And it's almost always, like, when it comes to She-Ra, it's almost always like 20-something-year-old gay men who are very ass mad. They were trying to tell me that I couldn't prove that the marketing was part of the problem behind it. And I said, well, even the voice actress of She-Ra said that the marketing was targeting the audience. That's not true. You provide proof. So I did, including her quotes and everything else. Well, that doesn't prove anything. It's like, it totally proved everything I was saying. You just don't want to hear it. And that's what you run into. So here comes this. And this came from one of those boards. Not surprising if you've been on those boards, because you are not allowed to question anything. Unless they don't like it, then it's okay because they don't like it. But here's this thing they put up. And I noticed they turned the comments off on it because it was getting heated. Because for a bunch of people who don't want to see division in the fandom, they say, they keep causing division. That's not what they want. They want everybody to lockstep with them. They don't want anybody to have an opinion other than theirs. And every fandom has people have different opinions, and usually people still get along. But they're weaponizing differences of opinion to the place that's causing division, and then saying it's all the other side's fault when they put out shit like this.
Yeah, and I'm remembering back to when the Michael Bay movies came out in the Transformers forums. That was a good time. Oh,
you goat blowing idiot blogger.
Yeah. So this is coming from the beloved He-Man fandom, a helpful guide for people already mad about the new Masters of the Universe movie. Actually, my personal opinion is nobody's talking about it. Nobody cares. And some people are cautiously optimistic.
I think people are just either happy to see it or they just checked out. I don't see anybody being mad about it, really. They just either want to give it a chance or they don't care. The apathy is creeping in, which is what you should be more concerned about. But yeah, here we are. It's already talking down to people. Here's a guide for those dumbasses that are too stupid and you fanboy chuds who don't understand that, you have to wait and see because you're complaining about stuff and it's not fair.
He-Man should have more muscles. Everyone should have more muscles.
If the story is good, the exact bicep circumference will not be a thing that saves or ruins the movie. Also, Turney has magic, swords, monsters, and skeleton warriors. We can survive a slightly less oiled up gym aesthetic. Honestly, I thought he looked okay. But
he looks okay. Yeah, actually, that Noah Centineo, the other guy that was supposed to play him, it got like super, super buff, and he's going to be in the Rambo movie now, I guess.
Oh, is he? I know he's going to be in the Street Fighter movie?
Yeah, I think he's going to be in that too. Yeah. I think he's Ken, I think, right? Yeah.
I think so. Ken. The character is white. Masters of the Universe has always been a toy box fantasy world, not a documentary about ethnic purity on Eternia.
Oh my God.
The only requirement is whether the character works on screen. Now look, we both think that Man at Arms being
Oh, Idris Elba. Yeah, no, I
is a
think he's
good
great.
choice.
I remember people were making comments. They were like, "I can't wait for Clownfish TV to get mad about this." I'm like, "I'm not mad. Idris Elba's awesome." Like, I don't
Yeah,
give a
they
shit.
just
I
keep
think
the
he's
thing
cool.
assuming that, we're going to be mad about stuff. Oh, yeah, that's something else. The dumbass who was complaining about She-Ra didn't realize who I was. And he was, yeah, there was some YouTube woman and her husband just all mad about She-Ra and all this other stuff. And I was like, oh, bitch, please. Now you summoned me, so I'm going to tell you exactly who I am. And I proceeded to rip him a new asshole, which he probably liked too much. Why isn't everyone more naked?
What?
Fantasy adventure movie just no. Okay, why is the character white? Translation, why did you race swap characters? Why is everyone more naked? Translation, why does Tila have more clothes on than we think she should? A fantasy adventure movie does not need to look like a discontinued bodybuilding calendar to be faithful. Fur trunks and metal harnesses are fun, but so are costumes to let actors move, fight, and act. I'm sorry, her and the pants, she would have been able to move, fight, and act either way. But that's what you're mad because people are like, why is Tila covered up? Let's be honest. And then you're like, you're pissed about it. So,
Yeah, but then I mean, you could go back to the original Masters of the Universe movie and realize that they were wearing spandex in that one too, and He-Man actually had more armor on than he does in this one. And so this is what I was told from people on the inside. They said Mattel now, the reason that the newer incarnations of He-Man have pants is that kids actually had a problem with He-Man running around in his underwear.
it looks like,
They
okay,
didn't
let's be honest,
understand
it looks like he just doesn't shave his pubes, okay? This is going to suck. Maybe judging an entire movie before seeing it is just Skeletor level negativity with the worst posture. Okay, so that's what I'm going to tell you to get fucked because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. You can't say anything about a movie unless you see it. You can't have an opinion about something unless you see it. And that's just trying to get you to make you say you can't comment unless you go see the movie. Bullshit. The reason you have trailers is to see if it's something you're interested in. You don't have to be interested in, and you can still have an opinion about this looks like shit. That's why I don't want to go see it, and that's valid.
Yeah, that's what gets me too. And we had some other people there like, how dare these YouTube critics criticize a movie trailer and say that it looks like shit based on the trailer? I'm like, that's literally the purpose of the trailer. The literal purpose of the trailer is to talk you into parting with your money to go see the movie. And if the trailer does not look good, you're not going to go see the movie.
I've had the opposite happen too. The same people who are yelling about that, I'll go see a movie that they don't like, and I'll say, "Oh, that movie wasn't that terrible," and then they're mad that I said it wasn't that terrible.
Because they
And
want
I'm
you
like,
mad. That
but
goes back to
but they didn't go to see it, and then they were just complaining that you can't complain about it unless you see it. Or like some people, whose name rhymes with Mac, who like to say about you have to watch everything, or you have no opinion, then doesn't watch our videos, and then makes comments and makes him look like a dumbass because that's not what we said at all. But he would know that if he actually watched the fucking video.
Well, he also talks about how you should support the modern comic book industry while pirating comics to review. But
right. So,
that's a whole nother thing.
1987 movie is better. The 1987 movie is charming, weird, and nostalgic, but let's not pretend it was carved onto stone tablets by the sorceress herself. Oh, fuck off. Loving the old one does not require rooting against the new one. No, but it doesn't mean you have to love it automatically either. And that's just it. They just can't stand it. They think people might not like what they want to see.
Yeah.
And it's like, and personally, I thought the 87 movie kind of sucked.
Oh
I'm
my
going to
God.
say it. I'm probably in trouble.
Oh, the 87 movie? Yeah, it was. So I was a kid when I went to go see it, and I was
like, what the hell is this?
That's what when I went to go see it as a kid, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, what the hell is this? Because they showed all the Eternia parts during the trailer. So I thought it was going to be like, oh man, this is awesome. They're going to fight in Castle Grayskull. And geez, I wonder if they're going to have Ram Man. And I wonder if they're going to have all these, oh man, Stratos, he's going to be really cool. No, basically they're in Castle Grayskull, the very beginning and very end. And the rest of it takes place in like where the hell it was, the Midwest.
With Courtney Cox.
With
and
Courtney
some
Cox.
Wizard and we didn't know about existed before.
Yeah, and off-brand
it
Orko.
wasn't that
and,
great.
I was like, I mean, it has its charm. I like it okay, but it's one of those movies where it's like, it's really damn cheesy. I did like Frank Langella and Dolph Lundgren. I thought they were great. I just was like, this is He-Man in name only. Like, this is very, very weird.
But I'm just like, they just cannot stand people who have different opinions than them. So one person's mad that people don't agree with them, and he wrote this manifesto.
Yeah.
This isn't my He-Man. That's fine. Your He-Man still exists on the shelf on Streaming and Comics in your memory.
Your
The
He-Man
new
still exists
version
on the
does not
shelf.
erase the old one. See, also the Acolyte fans. Hey, bitches, you don't not having more doesn't mean that you can't watch the old one. That's what we got told for She-Ra all the time. Well, you're allowed to go watch the original. And it's like, but then they get mad when you change what they like. And then I always say to them, well, you're allowed to go watch the original one, the one you like.
I am.
They've changed too much. Every version of Masters of the Universe has changed things. The franchise has survived Filmation, mini comics, New Adventures, the 2000s, classics, Revolution, which we do not speak of, and the CGI, which actually was pretty good. Change is basically part of the lore now. Why does it look different from the cartoon? Because live action should not look exactly like a 1980s cartoon cell. The goal is not to cosplay accuracy at all costs. It's making Eternia feel alive on the screen. I have heard nobody say, why does it not look like the cartoon? Other than the fact that they're changing costumes and there are a couple things like that. That's, what the hell? They're nitpicking at this point. Hollywood is making it political. Master Universe has always had themes: power, responsibility, tyranny, courage, identity, loyalty, and good versus evil. That's not politics, that's storytelling. No, I think what we're talking about was because he had the him on his desk. People were upset
but that
about
was like, and most people understood. I mean, yeah, some people were like, okay, wait a second. I wouldn't have chosen that to market this movie, given where people are at with it. But for the most part, most people understood it was a joke. They want you to be angry about this movie. And what's going to happen is apathy is set in. It's just like Star Wars. Apathy set in. People aren't going to go see it.
Well, all this list is doing is making it worse. Like, if you want people to like what you like and want to go give it a chance, this list is going to do the opposite. Also, back to the political, I think because they kept leading with the actors and the guy behind the movie. Well, what's toxic masculinity mean? What's it mean to be a man? Yeah, that's really going to sell a bunch of guys on He-Man. What's toxic masculinity?
I know, right?
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And then here we got this list again. And this list is actually anti-help. I'm not watching it. Totally allowed. But announcing it 12 times for release does start to look less like a boycott, more like marketing support. Dude, this whole list looks like preemptive damage control. And you're going on about people, they're not allowed, you're allowed to not watch it. But announcing it 12 times, why do we need 101 different threads of how much you like Revolution or the new She-Ra show? You don't, but you keep posting it. Everybody knows you like it. Why do we need 100 threads of those?
Or the freaking 9,000 articles defending the Acolyte, or the 900 articles written in the last couple of days about, Elon Musk's take with the Odyssey, right? It's like, well, why you don't need to announce it? Why? Oh, for clicks? You mean like grifting, like you accuse YouTubers of doing, because that's where the money comes from, right?
It doesn't count when you agree with them. If they agree with it, it's not grifting. But my point is, you can't tell people that you're not allowed to talk about it 12 times a day and say you don't want to see it, because that it's I don't understand what their marketing comment was, and make this whole list about it and put it out there to the place they had to turn the comments off on the board. That list, it's anti-help. What you just probably did was just put a bunch of people off who were maybe going to go see it because they're tired of people like you. And because if you're being that ridiculous about it, they don't care. And what little care they had, you just flushed. So good job on that one, dumbass.
Yeah, but then what they'll do is, if it bombs at the box office, they'll be like, the chuds were mad about the pronouns, and that's why the movie failed.
So basically, I'm sorry, if you're on these boards, it's a day that ends in Y, because they're blaming constantly. They're still going on about Revolution. They keep deliberately starting threads about why Revolution was great, why She-Ra was great, knowing that most people don't agree. And they get a few people who agree with them, but most people chime in and say, I wasn't a fan. But as soon as you say, I'm not a fan, they gang up on you and descend upon you. And that's what the whole thing is. It's basically a trap to get you to say something so they can get, go after you for it, because that makes them feel good that they're owning the chuds. And it's like, this isn't helping. This is just creating more division, and it's just pushing people away. If people don't want to see it, you know what? They can say they don't want to see it 10 times. Who cares? No one's telling you can't see it. No one's telling you can't like it. No, but this whole idea you have to go see it before you can make a judgment call is bullshit. And this whole idea that you have to like it, or you can't talk about how you don't want to see it, or because you're part of the problem. They're gonna get called names no matter what. As soon as it fails, it's gonna be man baby toxic fanboy tears bullshit.
And unless something magically changes between now and the next couple of weeks, this movie is absolutely going to fail. I think it's going to blow into the box office. I think it's going to come in number 2 behind Scary Movie. I think it's going to do under $30 million, and I think the toys will wind up at Ollie's and Ross within a month.
Yeah,
after the movie. Yeah, and then they'll be like, the bigots killed He-Man. The bigots.
The new toys are like a $10 price point that is more affordable. People are complaining because the arms and stuff are breaking off right away.
They're very Playmates-ish.
They're breaking. Well, no, see, Playmates weren't made that terrible, but these ones are coming out of the package and the arms are falling off, and I don't think they're in a place or a way that they can put them back on, so they're already like breaking as soon as they take them out. So you got a lower price point. But the quality is not there, according to people. I mean, I haven't bought any, so I can't speak to it myself. I'm just telling you anecdotally, people are posting stuff about it on the boards.
I don't understand. So just a side note here, like they could make action figures do cool stuff and be built well in the 1980s at a $5 price point, right? I understand inflation. You're telling me you can't make a solid action figure built for play for $10 now?
Apparently not.
Like, why do they need to? Do we really need the wrists to rotate? Do we need the ankles? Like, I understand the collector figures having that kind of articulation, but there's no reason why we need to charge $25 for a He-Man figure. If you want kids to be into it, you got to sell them a $10 toy. It's got to be
I don't
built
understand why even at the higher price points you don't have rooted hair on the girl dolls, or even My Little Ponies and stuff. It's all molded hair. It's like, come on, can we stop with the molded hair? Hair's for brushing. Thank you. I've spoken.
There you go. More brushable hair. You made your own brushable hair, Frosta.
I haven't finished her yet. I have a Frosta. I got her molded hair. I heated up the glue, ripped it off, and I'm gonna give it root. Well, I can't probably root it, but I'm gonna give it hair, brushable hair.
All right. So anyway, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yes.
It's kind of run long. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Please subscribe. And go see the movie. Don't go see the movie.
Or don't see it. Who cares? You do you. We don't give a shit. Just don't be an asshole. Like, I mean, you can like something, you can not like something, but that doesn't give you a right to be an asshole to everybody else. So there you go.
There we go. All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.